to check out that sponsor link. But speaking of the sponsor link, which has not another E, or not an E, we've got some kind of exciting news next month. Awkwardly, also on the 14th and 15th, like this week, but not on Valentine's Day. So please do not send me angry messages about Valentine's Day again. It is not Valentine's Day again next month. We have the Sapphire Cup, the next cup in the Cup of Fate tournament series, as you should be following along and well aware, is being hosted by Five Shards and presented and sponsored by Hex Colin, who during today's event, he's a fairly well-known community member and a powerful wizard, I've been told.
Oh, that's cool.
With a bright and shiny chest. Also a man who is pretty well renowned in the community for being very generous. So generous that in addition to the original prize pool, he wanted us to announce that he is adding an extra $500 worth of cash to the prize pool to be paid out.
Straight cash, homie.
Straight cash.
Straight cash. Can I get that in pounds?
You'd have to actually perform well at a tournament to win something in pounds.
No problem. I'll just run Wordle's deck next time.
Exactly. Just run Wordle's deck. So that's pretty exciting. That will be paid out very likely to the top 5 or the top 4 competitors. So I believe Cyrus, JJ is asking if we should add Cyrus to the stream. If Cyrus wants to come on and say a couple of words, have a little bit of a victory lap of a chat here, he can just say something in chat, we'll add him in. So as it stands, guys, in addition to the original Sapphire Cup prizes, there is $500 as well to be won. Just, I guess, making it the highest cash-paying next tournament.
Very true, very true.
I mean, we could have thrown a couple bucks in there and said the same thing, but the 500 is a pretty good start. In addition, you guys should keep an eye out here. A lot of people have been wondering why they should keep playing past round 2 if they go X and 2, and the Shard of Fate tournament points that you add up to allow you access to the Cup of Fate, and the Cup of Fate is being presented by Colin as well.
I'm disappointed now.
Yeah. Well,
I've just seen in chat that the format is standard constructed instead of 150 card Highlander Jankbot, and man.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I guess I better sponsor a tournament, right? If I want that to happen.
Yeah, if you wanna sponsor a tournament, I have a webpage available for you. I'll send you that link here in a second.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hey, man. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
Cyrus.
Huge shout-outs.
I'm so fucking happy. I can't believe it. I just don't know what just happened, and I'm sweating like crazy. I had to change my pants 3 times because I pooped it.
That'll happen. That'll happen.
That will happen.
That'll happen.
You had some poop-worthy moments in those games, that's for sure.
Keeping the triple ruby hand with a bunch of diamond cards in the hand, a little bit risky. I would have probably been just drawing the Shard of Fate, the worst card in HexTCG, off the top, saving your life. Pretty good.
The worst card. That's a bold statement.
I'll stand by it. But it's in the winning deck. What else am I gonna say? Clearly, it was better than normal. So how do you feel having won your first top 8 experience, Cyrus? Aside from just nervous and sweaty, now that it's over.
I don't know, man. It was a blast. I guess I will need till tomorrow till I realize that I just won the whole Ruby Cup. I was going in today facing the potentially worst matchup against Seiju, which was an amazing game. When he said GG, I actually had to be afraid that my neighbors would run into my door because I was screaming so fucking loud. I was out like hell because that was my biggest I was most afraid about that matchup. Then I knew that I would play against Tong, and I knew he was playing a Golfeast deck, so I was kind of happy about that.
Yeah, that was a good matchup for you.
I was so happy about it, and that was really amazing. Then I misplayed the second game in that round, and I was like, oh shit, you're going to lose now, maybe. I actually did not misplayed too much, but I could have played it a bit different, I guess. But yeah, I was actually not concentrating on the stream, and then it is completely different how I play, actually. And yeah, against Kindmime to win, that is still unbelievable. I was just, I know, we are in a playtest group, and we actually, yeah.
The match was decided ahead of time, but actually winning it is a very, like I said, I've been there. Me and JJ had a very similar experience very recently, so trust me when I say I understand. Did you have to mulligan much in the tournament? I guess is the one thing I have to say, because we featured you a lot. I think we only saw you mulligan that one game.
Yeah, you've seen the second game against Kindman, right?
Yeah, that was the first time.
Yeah, I had a 5-shot hand, and I had only one shot, and somehow I managed to win. That was pretty good, having the double angel and soul marble up. And I had a very terrible experience against, like, all the matches I played. I only lost one match against Strife, who was running the same deck as Kindmime. And I was 1-1, and then I got a disconnect, unfortunately. But yeah, I got the lose anyway. But I was matched against one Golfy's deck in the whole tournament before, like in the Swiss part. And while the Golfy's deck was on the play, I had to keep a 4-card hand, and I still won that game against a Golfy's deck that was on play. That was the most unexpected win.
And that's actually, we were talking about it in your match against, in your semifinals match there. The Gorfies matchup is favorable for you, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't have one of the strongest turn 4s in all of Hex. So there's a couple of things here that we haven't really heard much about. You and Kindmime obviously decided the victory ahead of time, and did you guys decide on a split prior to the stream, or are the prizes just going the way they were? Because obviously, like Hexbaldo was saying in chat here, you are a very big member of the community. You often give back to the community way more than most people, especially more than Neo. He doesn't give anything away. So,
yeah, of course. Well, he's getting the first prizes. We actually said that he gets the first prize. I will get awarded the win, so I get the points. That was how we decided. Before that, I managed to win on a normal way, though. But it's fine. He's still getting the first prize. We stick to the deal. But I'm happy that I can now say I won the Ruby Cup, and I was afraid that if I lose and he's giving me the win, that people would be like, hey man, he just let you win the final game, and blah, blah, blah. And now I don't have to hear about this because I just won on a fair way. But,
no excuses. He got the win.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
It all came down to 2 turns of that Eye of Creation, because there's a couple of different cards there. If he had flipped over a Filcape or a Arborian Rootfather earlier instead of those 3 shards, things could be very different right now.
So yeah, have you actually had the sound on of our streams? We were actually in a call.
Oh no, we had to keep.
Okay.
I personally didn't have it on. It's possible that JJ Neo did. The mainstream wouldn't have had your guys' audio available because we were busy talking over you guys.
I was actually the whole time begging him to not play Eye of Creation, but he just did it. He just did it, and I said we're no friends anymore. No, just kidding. But I was so afraid that he's just getting, oh, well, 2 Root Fathers, you lose. That could just have happened.
Right.
So I did not see his hand, and I did not know how many Root Fathers are still in the deck, and having actually Eye of Creation for overall, if I remember correctly, it was 5 for the one time and 4 for the other time, I guess. So I was afraid.
Yeah, I can't blame you.
That was the 3rd time I pooped my pants.
Just the 3rd time. We were wondering why you kept leaving the screen and going back to, just like coming back with different slacks on. It was very, very awkward. We didn't commentate on it, but we thought about it.
You'll be lucky or not, it stinks.
So it's super huge congratulations to Cyrus for coming on about this. Amazing turnout here for you, obviously, having won the whole thing. I'm sure you're still shaking with excitement. I know I would be.
I don't know what to say. I cannot believe what just happened.
If you've been following the standings, I'm sure you're aware that you're now easily in the top 10, I believe, as far as players go, meaning this is almost certainly a guaranteed entry into the Shard of Fate series itself. You are already at 16 points. So I believe this actually puts you, with Xantosh and Future not making it top 8 this time, I think this might put you in second place in standings.
Shit.
Do not quote me on that, but for anybody who's paying attention to this, and I think Cyrus can attest to this, Cyrus, you have played in all 3 tournaments so far. And that's going to get you this invitational slot for the Cup of Fate is a pretty big deal, guys. Like, the prize support for the Cup of Fate is at least 3 cups worth of prizes. I'll put that out there right now. We'll spoil more in the future.
Ooh.
But you want to be there for this. You want to be here for this. So that's really exciting. Obviously, the deck lists are up. If you guys want to see the decks that Cyrus ran, you can find those over on 5shards.com. The decks that Cyrus and the other top 7 players ran, but I'm sure we're going to be seeing a lot of Diamond Ruby here in the future.
So I want to give a shout out to Zubrin here, JJ.
Sure, go for it.
No, we just had that topic that actually Technophy is Technophy here right now?
He should be. He's being salty over in the corner. You there, Tech?
Yeah, I'm just crying my eyes out,
Yeah.
being
For those of you that are like hiding in the background of the call, Technophy was mad at us for talking about things that weren't strictly the match while Shards were being played.
Dude, no, you guys were going on for like a couple turns, not talking about the match, and I'm like, is the game even going on, guys? It's like, jeez.
And we actually had this topic over Twitter with Zubrin and Technophy. I just had nearly this deck. I just took out for the Ruby Cup 2 Drew's Unrelenting Fist off the sideboard, got another Reaper and the Frost Wizard in. And that is the only change. So I was playing this deck in the last VIP and I topped I 4-0 twice in a row with this. So I was saying this deck has already proven itself. But yeah, Zubrin and Technophy were actually saying that it's not proven, and they were right, maybe. But getting a double 4-0 in a VIP was definitely not that easy, I would say.
No.
And now I won with nearly the exact same deck. I won the Ruby Cup, so I would say now the deck is proven.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a thing now. I think it was brought into a good meta, and I think you can agree with that because it's very much built to beat Gore Feast. So obviously, with about 20-25% of the field running Gore Feast, even though you didn't run into a whole bunch of them, it was still a positive matchup if you did. And better off than that, Soul Marble made a very powerful showing at this particular tournament.
I would even go as far as to say that it's very good against Pokédex, which I think Cyrus did say he played against a couple of other Pokédex as well.
Yeah.
Yes, that's true.
And I guess the big question is, how many Power of Zakir cards did you create through your tournament? So this is 8 rounds
2.
and then 3 more matches. 2?
Exactly 2. I had Zakir one time on the board in one game where I sided it in, and it got me the -4 resources and destroy all opposing artifacts or something. But that was the point when I also had an Angel and a Pumped Living Totem on the board, so I just won anyway.
Yeah.
And yeah, you have seen
The other one.
against was it against?
It was against Seiju. Because
Seiju.
you
Against
used,
Seiju, yeah.
yeah, you
Have you
used,
seen how happy I was? I was
Yeah,
just saying. I was
when
just
he
saying.
didn't kill your Zakir, you were just
Yeah.
like, yes! And I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
man, I was raging out the whole time.
I
It was
would've been
crazy. And if you would have listened to the stream, you should see the past podcast. I was so fucking loud, but I was like saying, "Oh man, now as a kid, that would be so great." Boom, Zakir. I was like, "Yes, that is," and was like so happy. And then I was like, "Oh man, he's going to bounce it anyway, but it will just delay it." And then he was not bouncing it. And I was like, "What the hell is going on?"
It was crazy that he didn't have an answer to that. No, if Seiju's here, maybe you can let us in on it. You had 3 cards in hand when Zakir touched the board. You drew a card, played a shard, and passed turn. That is with a Zakir on the board, obviously you didn't have an answer or you'd have used it, but in Sapphire Diamond, of all shard combinations, to have to let a Zakir sit on the board must be heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Espresso cups. I think everyone in this chat has had a bit too much espresso. We're all pretty excited, especially Cyrus, and I don't blame him for that one bit. So with that, I think we can safely leave the top 8 up on the tournament here. Once again, huge shout-outs to everyone who participated. Huge shout-outs to the top 8, because of the top 8, Cyrus streamed for us, Kind Mime streamed for us, we had another stream in there as well, right? Tonkill was streaming, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
And that meant we could have a featured match for all of the finals, especially, and a huge shout out to Cyrus and Kind Mime for actually playing out their finals despite the finish being predetermined. It's still very awesome to have a match. Again, all of those matches will be available on YouTube. From our perspective, I'm sure Cyrus will upload them somewhere. Hex Havoc says he's uploading his matches somewhere. There's plenty of the Ruby Cup event that you'll be able to see if you just keep your eyes out for it. You can find more information about the tournament series on 5shards.com. You can find more information about these awesome people in chat if they want to link up their streams in chat. Cyrus, a fantastic streamer. Infamous Neo, a British streamer. JJ, sometimes a streamer. And then me and Technophy hiding in the shadows of the Ruby Cup, overwhelmed by very tiny amounts of work being washed over us all the time. More Technophy than me. I'm very lazy. You can find us on Twitter. And more importantly, thank you to the Rise of the Dead Prince for sponsoring the event. Once again, you can find those. And finally, huge shout-outs to Colin for making the Sapphire Cup an incredibly tempting tournament. You guys will find more information about that out on the website soon. But even more important than that, you should, if you were watching the chat, he has dropped some pretty crazy bombs about the potential prize pool that you're going to see in the Cup of Fate. He hasn't even told us what he's got available. He's just told us that we're going to be impressed. And when Colin tells you that you're going to be impressed, of all people, you know you're going to be. Huge shout-outs to JJ for joining me for this shoutcasting adventure the whole time. Thank you, Infamous Neo, for coming and joining us for a little bit of color commentary near the end. And Cyrus, thank you for coming onto the stream multiple times to share your thoughts about the tournament. And huge shout-out to the giveaway yesterday. Hopefully Hex Enma eventually got a hold of you. I realized I did see him say it. Perfect. So thank you once again for coming along, guys. Any final words from anybody in the chat?
Stay lucky.
That's mine. Can't have it.
Stole it.
All I have.
Oh, I said it yesterday already, and I always appreciate when anyone does anything for the community, and I want to thank you guys for organizing this tournament. So much respect to that, because it is much more work than anyone who has nothing to do with it can imagine. So thanks for that.
All right.
It was amazing being part of this.
No, thank you for coming along and playing, and congratulations again, JJ or Technophy.
Yeah, awesome to see one more time the diversity that we had, the awesome different things that we had happen on stream, like the Tectonic Mega Hulk, we had Zakir powers, we had lots of awesome things that we got to see. It wasn't just all gore feast. It was awesome. It was really good to see the diversity.
Yeah, it was good to see not so many golf feasts, just for the entertainment value. For me, it was not so good to see not too many golf feasts, but I managed to handle it.
You got there anyway.
Got there.
Yes.
And Technophy, anything from the background?
Sobbing. Lots of sobbing.
All right, so with that and with Technophy crying, we'll leave you guys off for the evening. I'm sure Technophy will meet us here in a second. The stream will run for a little while longer. Thank you for coming along and watching. Everyone out there, stay classy, stay lucky, and thank you for coming and making this another huge event for Hex.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.